the channel. This video is a little bit different. Last week I was working from home as well as doing the studio stuff as a bit of a hobby. I've actually got my own business, and I work for auditing bodies, so I go out and visit companies and do audits and inspections, and pretty much, as you can well imagine, in this environment, everything now is either being cancelled or we're actually adopting a policy of working remotely. So I thought in this video I'd just go through some of my experiences of this last week. But before we start, please don't forget to subscribe. Click that bell icon, give us a like, and actually, if you are working remotely now from home, give us some of your experiences. Please give us some comments below. Okay, so for number one, the use of web meetings, something I have done before, using things like Skype for Business and Google Hangouts, but I've also used Teams as well this last week. In the main, Teams and Skype for Business I've used for interviewing clients. We've used those two applications for sharing documentation, and it's worked really well. I had a Friday afternoon meeting as well. We used Google Hangouts, and again worked very well in terms of speaking to people, speaking with my colleagues, and sharing documentation between us. So in the main, I think it's worked well. I didn't feel that I was hampered not being face-to-face interviewing somebody. I was able to do that over the webcam, and we was able to converse quite well and share documentation. I think there is a different dynamic when you're interviewing over web meetings. I think the old adage of listen more and speak less is quite important. I think it's quite easy to talk over people. So I think with Google Hangouts, what I love about that application, I didn't really notice it on the other ones, is that you can see a little you can see a blue line underneath the person who's speaking. So it means that you know that somebody's speaking, and ultimately not to talk over, if you see what I mean. So I think you've got to be a bit careful with that, with the different dynamics. But I think I was able to interview project managers, able to interview managing directors. Like I said, I did a Google Hangouts meeting with some colleagues, and I think the dynamic of using webcams worked really well. I didn't feel that I was hampered in any way. So I guess the first point really that has actually worked well for me this last week is using web meeting applications. The process has been pretty seamless and has worked quite well. And something a little bit different, I used Zoom for the first time, so I downloaded that, and that process was pretty seamless. So I have also been involved in finalising a couple of mixes for a local church. Obviously everybody's in isolation, so I was sent tracks from preachers, I was been sent tracks from musicians and vocalists, and I was able to combine them in the software that I use called Logic Pro X. So Zoom was very useful because I was having dialogue with the audio engineers responsible, and I was able to share my screen, show the mix, and make adjustments as they felt fit. So that was very useful, and also hold a conversation at the same time. Okay, so as well as using some of these web meeting applications, I've used document sharing applications. I guess Dropbox is the main one that I've used, but also Google Drive and WeTransfer. Haven't really used that too much, to be honest, in the past, but for large files I think that application is very good, especially for the audio files that were sent to me, and the large 61 meg audio file that I sent back to the audio engineers. You know, WeTransfer was very quick and pretty seamless. One application that worked really well and helped the logistics of scheduling meetings work seamlessly was something that I didn't necessarily do, but the coordinators that I was liaising with the various clients that I was speaking to, was the use of Outlook, I'm guessing, for scheduling meetings and linking those meetings to either Skype for Business or Teams, you know, and also Google Hangouts. Pretty seamless really. The email came through, you just click the link, and the web application opens. So I think it is quite important when you're working remotely, especially if you are coordinating meetings, to have a coordinator who can actually manage that process and help you out along the way. For me this week it worked seamlessly, and I knew in my diary when I had to be available, when the web chats were going to be happening, and again, that process for me this last week worked really well. Okay, so that's it for now. I will be doing some more videos. Probably the next one will be about staying focused while working in a home office, something that's quite important for me. I've got to write things down else I can easily get distracted. But please subscribe, click that bell icon. Give us a like, and I'd love to hear some of your comments back. How do you stay focused while working in your home office? Is this a new experience for you? Love to hear your thoughts. Anyway, and finally, please keep safe and please keep well, and we'll see you very soon.